I'm live. I'm here. Hey, everyone. Yeah, that's just going. Sorry. Um, I had some time. Figured I'd jump on here and maybe yap about what's going on. See if anybody comes in to talk. Um, Talking about anything at the moment right now. So I'm whatever's good. Sorry, guys. I'm just letting folks know that they can come on over and talk about stuff. Christmas, 80s, filmmaking, horror movies, toys, whatever. Let's get sick. And if nobody comes by, that's cool. I'll say some stuff. All right. Oh, hello. Hey, Ert and Bernie and Chicken Wizard. Hi guys. Season's greetings to you. Um, Hope you guys are warm, healthy, sensual. It's freezing over here. Ert and Bernie. Geez, right off the bat, huh? Uh, I mean, for my stuff, it's you come up with a dumb idea and then wrap it around a, a, a simple story. I don't my stuff. I don't think about complicated story stuff really, because all I care about is the comedy, the dialogue, the performances, and all of that stuff. I don't, the story can be as simple as boy goes to grocery store to pick up an item, all hell breaks loose. You know what I mean? Like you just gotta you fill in the blanks, beginning, middle, and end to whatever dumb little story you come up with. Um, you know, so I, I'm certainly not the best person to ask advice with that stuff because what I just said, like I don't I don't subscribe to how society or normal ways of filmmaking the what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. I don't believe in that shit. Um, I just do what I do, um, much to people's chagrin. But um, you know, and then there's the falling back on every story that's been told, a million times throughout history. It's very rare that you find a story that is 100% new, fresh, and hasn't been plucked from other stories. It's just all in how you tell it that differentiates, from the pack, I guess. Um, Hopefully, you come up with enough juice, enough filling in there, um, that can entertain and carry the the thin plot, you know. But that's just for my shit, you know. Um, so I don't know. I hope that helps a little bit. I guess don't get bogged down in what people say you're supposed to do, and just listen to your farts. Yeah. Chicken Wizard says Death of Lantern 3 was a cacophony of delish. I enjoyed it well. Of course. Sure thing. Hopefully it does help, you know? Um, if you get from point A to point B and you tell your story, the story, whatever that story is, it's all in the pudding. It's all in that mixture that you put in from point A to point B. Um, that's the sauce. That's the entertainment. The story can be as mundane as you want it to be. Um, but yeah, I'm glad you dug Death of Lantern 3. It was a real turd. We shat it out real quick. Um, if you watch the extras, you know that we it was just a whirlwind of a little turd. So I'm glad people are enjoying it. But for the folks who may watch this live stream later, thanks for watching. And you know, I just wanted to pop on and talk about stuff, talk about things that are going on, talk about geek stuff that I'm enjoying. Um, and the people that come by to talk, that's icing on the cake. That's candle wax on the nippies. So, but yeah, we're in full swing. We're days away from Christmas, my favorite holiday of all time, and we're, you know, we're pretty jazzed around here. Chicken, was that Casey playing Stingy Jack? No, it was not. It was Shawnee Ramone. Sean Jordan was playing Stingy Jack this time. Casey only played Stingy Jack in 1 and 2, and then Andrew played him in the remake, and now Sean played him in part 3. Um, and he was great, you know. Yeah, he'll love hearing that. You know, they showed the documentary and Death of Lantern 3 at Philomoka in Philadelphia a couple weeks ago, and I guess Death of Lantern 3 did people really enjoyed it, um, and liked Sean's performance as Jack. So, I would assume that we'll keep Sean on as Jack for a while. Casey's moving, um, so he won't be around. But yeah, um, but it is snowing like a mother over here now, which is great. I love snow, but only in December. Um, However, if you know upstate New York, Western New York, the New York region, um, you know, it can not snow November, December, and then it can snow for 6 months after that. It can snow one day, and then it can be 60 degrees the next day. Um, but just for the love of the holiday, for me, I prefer snow during December, and it's very spotty if we get a white Christmas, but it looks like we're gonna get a white Christmas, because the temperatures are so low. I think the snow, what is happening now, is gonna stick. We're supposed to get a little snow on Christmas Eve, and that's magical to me. So, Chicken, I really like that guy who played the Max come back into the fold. Yeah, it's great. That's Dave Ottavino. Dave. It's funny because we hadn't seen each other in well over 20 years. He did 3 projects with us in the early 2000s, and our paths just went separate ways, and come to find out that he lives like 10 minutes away from me. all this time. So in um, late 2021, early 2022, we reconnected because of Wellsville Nights, and he's done everything that I've done since. He's in Wellsville Nights. He's a part of the project, the feature that we did for MakeFlix, which is finally coming out early next 2025. He did this, and then he's coming back for more Wellsville Nights. But yeah, he's just he's 10, 15 minutes away from me, and it's been great to sort of reconnect and pick right back up. He is a very talented actor. He's in a shit ton of stuff. He's also a voice actor, and you can find his stuff all over the place in video games and uh, Nintendo commercials and all sorts of stuff like that. But yeah, Dave's great. Dave is a really and he did all the audio for the project that we did last summer. He was our sound guy as well. So he's invaluable. Upstate New York, yeah, Western New York. Chicken wings and garbage plates and all the terrible, terrible food for you, but delicious. All delicious. Know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, and then just in general, everybody who does watch this and who partook in the Christmas sale, I thank you so much for you guys grabbing um, what we had for sale. It always helps around this time of year. Um, and we ended up having one one of these left. The Saturday Morning Sleepover Christmas 2, but volume 9 of the Saturday Morning Sleepover. We ended up having one left, so thank you everybody. And I made extra. I made some Death O Lantern threes after we sold out of the initial batch because they were doing a um, double feature of the documentary that was made about me and this at the Philomoka in Philadelphia. And myself and the director of the doc, Zach Oliveris, we were on our way, and then my car shit the bed on our way to Philly. So we weren't able to go. So I ended up having some copies left. I made, just a few things. I got Evil Knight still. I got some copies of that. Wellsville Nights, the pilot. I have some copies of that. Let's see. I've got the Happy Holidays Dingleberries double feature. I've got a few copies of that. Got a few copies of the Weirdsies. And it looks like I have one copy left of the Stoinky Saga with Stoinky Beach, a Stoink Mare Before Christmas, and a Stoink Mare on Halloween Street. So, yeah, but I mean, in general, I appreciate everybody who jumped on the sale and partook in that. So I appreciate it. Um, I just did a video with my buddy Josh, not from my films, but he runs Oh I Had That. It's an 80s centric Instagram. He's got a Facebook page, Instagram, and a YouTube page. And we did every now and again we do get together and we'll shoot a tandem video, and that's up on his channel right now. Oh, I Had That. Um, and we talk about two of my favorite, not just Christmas movies, but two of my favorite horror movies, Black Christmas and um, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Black Christmas is celebrating 50 years, and Silent Night is celebrating 40 years. So we talk about that. We talk about those movies. We have some Christmas memories as well. Um, but yeah, that was fun. So you can go check that out now on Oh I Had That on YouTube. Slipknot fan. Thank you. I'm new to the channel. Hello. Hopefully you've been checking out all the shit below there, and you sort of get an idea of what this is all about. I'm a filmmaker. I'm 47. I grew up in the 80s. I still love the 80s. I talk about the 80s. I have a shit ton of 80s stuff. I got an 80s room. Um, I've been making movies for in February, it'll be 34 years, comedy horrors. And yeah, so and there's a whole bunch of crap on this channel that hopefully you'll enjoy. Chicken Wizard, Stoink Mirror on Christmas, and Happy Holidays are def in my holiday movie rotation. Thank you that Happy Holidays is in there. Uh, I need to see Black Christmas. It's great. It's great if if you love slashers, and want a little something different, because it's not your typical. I don't want to give too much away, but it's cool. It's atmospheric. And then Bob Clark did it, who was responsible for Christmas Story and Porky's. Um, but he did it, so you should check out Black Christmas. It's slow. It's slow, but I really love it. Um, but yeah, there's a whole variety of stuff down on this channel. Talk about toys and what we still hold dear about the '80s and all that good shit. Um, and most people, think that Halloween is my favorite holiday because I'm a giant horror fan and have been since I was a little kid. Um, but Christmas has always been my number one. Um, and I think a lot of people who love horror also, there's those folk who like it becomes their identity, and it's like they love nothing but horror, and they're so stubborn, and anything other than horror is garbage or whatever. I'm not one of those guys. I love horror, and it's a very big part of my life. But I also love sci-fi. I love fantasy. I love absurdist comedy. I love Christmas. I love collecting all sorts of pop culture ephemera. I love the '80s and everything, and um, so I live that horror thing like all the time. My home theater downstairs in the basement is all horror. Um, so while Halloween is fun, um, Christmas has always been my number one. My number one. Yes, The Sleeping Car. I have seen it. I'm not a big fan. David Naughton's a cool dude. Met him a couple times at some conventions. But yeah, so hey, Carter. Always wanted to ask what software to use to transfer VHS-C footage to your computer. We just use a what is it? Just this thing. That's it. And I either plug it into my Panasonic VHS camcorder or my VHS-C. Um, does the trick. You know, it's not the it's not a one to one. It's not the cleanest once it goes over, but I mean, it does the job. You're watching, you're watching VHS shit. It's Hell yeah, I've been trying to figure out my own SOV projects. That's right. Keep the SOV alive. More peeps need to jump on that for the SOV lovers. It's a ton of fun. Ton of fun making those. I have a good time making the, more expensive stuff for sure, but man, this and certainly the way we do it at Warlock, we for the SOV stuff that we do, it's intentionally bad and we don't put effort into those because we're emulating a lot of what popped out in the late 80s and early 90s for the SOV folks that inspired me. And even though they were really trying, you know, I guess we're good enough to be able to pull off some of that dumb shit without really trying. um, but leaving in the, you know, bad takes and the scars and scrapes of editing and all of that stuff. That's part of the charm and shittery of SOV for us. And so that's how Warlock is always going to do it. Is just emulating the good intentions, but pumping up the bad of the projects. You know, case in point, Death of Lantern 3, Corn on the Macabre, because whew, you know, even for an intentional stinker, it's a stinker. I love the SOV vigilante shows. Yeah, we'll probably do some more. It's getting those guys together, all of us together. Um, they're a lot busier than I am, just because of I work from home, so like they've got to do all this other shit. Um, so but I'm sure we'll have some new SOV vigilantes coming for 2025. Just noticed you have a Boglins video. They were pretty cool. I always thought that, yeah, cartoon or movie based on it. And it's very shocking that we never did. Certainly, growing up in the '80s and all the stuff that we had and was turned into a cartoon, a comic book, a movie, whatever, a toy line. It's shocking that Boglins did not. Even to this day. Although I did hear, I think there's a rumor going around that there is gonna be a Boglins movie because Mattel, um, still has that line, um, and Mattel is doing their, like, licensing out to studios and whatnot, like, Mattel, they're working on the Masters of the Universe movie right now with Amazon and MGM, which is coming to theaters, but I think I did they got Barbie, they got, like, a Monopoly movie or something coming, um Ma what else do they have coming? Mattel. Um, I don't know. Dumb shit, shit based off of a lot of their ridiculous toys, but, Boglins, I think somebody was doing that. Ah, Chicken Wizard, thank you. Yeah, that's, that was in the script, and it was almost we almost didn't shoot it, um, but everyone was like, "No, we've" because we shot that last, and people were going home, um, and we were just like, "No, we can do it real quick." Yes, like the Garbage Pail Kids. Hell yeah. Thundercats. I mean, whether it happens or not, I would imagine it will at some point. I know Adam Wingard and Simon Barrett are still sort of writing their Thundercats movie for Warner Brothers. Again, whether it actually does happen, I think it'll probably depend on how well Voltron and Masters of the Universe does. Um, but you know, I think Thundercats will happen. Chicken, Desiree, Olivia, Heather, and all the others were amazing as usual. Yeah, everyone did great, you know? Thank you. They will appreciate that. And they have a lot of fun doing these, like, really, shit shows that we do. They they relish in that, you know? They all like playing weirdos more than the straight people, more than the normal folk in the film, who are usually surrounded by wackadoos. Yep, all good. Alec is great. Jason is amazing. You know, all in the script. That script was so fast. I wrote that so fast and as dumb as possible. You know, I would assume you have the Blu-ray, so you should check out the extras if you haven't already. But there's some funny bloopers and funny exchanges of them trying to get the words out that are in the script. Yeah. So you got the full moon video. Yep. Yep. Huge full moon fan, and I love the species films, subspecies films. 5 I did not like. 4 is okay. I really love 1 through 3. Um, I was I was so hyped for 5, and it mm, just just didn't do it for me. Yeah, I love Radu. Great performers too. Um, and you would have thought that after so long, 5 they would have been able to stick the landing, and they just just didn't do it for me. For me, but yeah, full moon's great. 90s full moon, not so much anymore. Um, yeah, again, that's Dagon has its fans. Yeah, I'm not a big Dagon fan. I love Stuart Gordon. My favorite Stuart Gordon movie is From Beyond. Um, I mean, I love Reanimator, but From Beyond for me is really is bonkers. I love that movie. As far as so, I stopped selling Death o' Lantern 1, 2, and the remake a while ago because it is now in the hands of MakeFlix, um, and they have a set coming out with Death o' Lantern 1, 2, and the remake. It's going to be all one set. Um, I did not make a deal for 3, so 3 you can only get through me. But um, a few years ago, we did the extras for it. That's when we made the deal. So that's a couple of years ago, but it's finally coming. Um, I think you're going to start seeing some promotional stuff for it in January for the Death o' Lantern collection coming from MakeFlix.com, and that'll be a brand new Blu-ray and streaming. Um, and like I said, we did extras for it. There's commentaries for those. So those are finally coming. And then the movie that we have had to keep secret since the summer of 2023. Um, you'll finally see a trailer and a poster for it in at the end of February. Again, coming from MakeFlix, we made the film for MakeFlix. Um, and it's a long time coming, and I'm so excited that we're finally going to be able to talk about the movie, and show off what we did and all that stuff. And I think, at first we're just going to have some screenings, some around like some conventions and uh, the indie theaters and whatnot before it goes to streaming and then physical media later in the year. But uh, which means I'll probably be at um, some conventions throughout the year to promote all the new stuff that is finally coming out, which will be fun. We are shooting more episodes of Whalesville Nights in the summer, and possibly shooting something very unexpected and interesting and different for me, but also not different, and that I can't talk about quite yet. Um, but if that does go down this year, then it'll be shot in Vegas, and that I can say. So, I take it you're not a fan of Evil Bong and Ginger Dead Man? Hell no, no, I am not a fan of that shit. I like Ginger Dead Man 2, and the reason I like Ginger Dead Man 2 is because it's basically Full Moon just shitting on Full Moon, and I thought that was really fun. Um, but fuck those movies. Yeah, no thanks. Those aren't movies. Chicken Wizard. Looking forward to the Make Flicks mystery flick. I'm definitely buying it. Yeah, like I said, there'll be screenings first, um, around the country, and then it'll go streaming, and then it'll go physical media. But I mean, in the new year, finally have stuff to promote and talk about. Um, and I'm excited to just get back into Wellsville Nights as well. Uh, I miss that world, and I love working with all my people, my buddies, and we were gonna do 3 episodes, but it's looking like we're not gonna be able to do 3 episodes this time. So we're shooting 2 more episodes, um, and then the 3 that we have, I think, will go out on Tubi, and we'll make a Blu-ray of the 3 of them. So, yeah, I think that actually screened. I think it's already made, the Pizza Party Massacre. I think that screened at the Mahoney Drive-In over the summer. Um, I know a couple of the kids that worked on that, um, but I haven't seen it. Any positive updates on my health? Um, I mean, I'm back on my meds, and my prostate is back to being okay, and I'm taking, supplements and eating a little bit better and doing what I'm supposed to do there. But, the anxiety is gone thanks to jumping back on those meds, and my sleep is still a little funky, but I've never really slept that well. I definitely don't have insomnia like that anymore. The full on, like, where I'm up 24 hours every day. Um, that's gone. So yeah, it's been good. I just went back for my urologist. I did another checkup there, and then beginning of the year, I'm going back for another, just a general doctor's checkup. So, I ain't getting any younger. 3 years away from 50, and things are changing in old Sevage, you know, but not my brain, not my heart. I'm still an '80s kid. I'm still that little boy at heart. So, but thanks for asking, Carter. But yeah. Oh, we do have. There is another. There will be another LBP Classics volume. There's going to be a volume. What are we at? 8 or 9. I can't remember what we're at. Oh, it's going to be 8. Volume 8. LBP Classics Volume 8. Um, that is happening in 2025, uh, with a couple other old flicks that nobody has seen from me. Um, that'll be fun for people to see. A couple of them are you know fan films again, Jason Freddy type shit from back then, late '80s, early '90s. I'm just waiting on uh, I'm waiting on Todd Cook, filmmaker Todd Cook, to get me something that he has had forever, and I need that to sort of finish off the volume 8 that's happening. Ah, thank you. No fountain of youth. I think it's just I don't drink, I don't smoke. I stay young at heart. I haven't changed since I was a kid in the '80s, so uh, I still have childlike wonder and awe, and highly entertained by pop culture things, comic books, and all the toys and all that stuff. So I'm an adult when I need to be an adult, but for the most part, I'm still a big kid. Any foreign horror movies you like? Yeah, I like some Fulci. I like some Argento. I like some Japanese horror. I like. I really love like Hong Kong action and horror. Um, love that stuff. I love the Toho stuff. I love Godzilla. I love kaiju in general, but Godzilla is my man. Um, but yeah, I love all that stuff. I don't go deep. I don't go heavy into it. There's a lot that I don't like. So what I do like is sort of very specific and precious to me. Um, but a lot of it just doesn't hit me. You know, chicken. I've been dying for more of those early LVP flags. I mean, you say that now until you see them. I do these releases uh, for the hardcore fans because they're not gonna. It's they're not good. You're just doing it because you've sort of been along for the ride, and so you want to see like what I did like growing up with the people that I was doing it with. The first batch of the LBP group. Um, that's what's entertaining about it. But I know you're not getting great flicks when you get the early stuff. When you release films yourself, do you buy bulk Blu-ray cases and burn the movies on disc yourself, or do you work with a company who handles that? It's both. You know, um, I'll do like a limited run of the packaged. You get the packaged Blu-ray. Um, and they handle all that. You just send them the files and everything, and they do the manufacturing. Um, they're relatively cheap, but I only do a limited number of those just to keep the costs down on my end because I don't make a lot of money um, ever. So um, obviously, it's cheaper for me to burn them myself. You just don't get the art on the discs themselves. You get the sleeve and the case and everything. But yes, I do. So for my stuff, outside of the limited number stuff that I do get manufactured, um, I just get bulk everything, bulk discs, bulk cases, uh, bulk packages like envelopes to put everything in. Um, and then I just go down to the UPS store. I just go to UPS store and have the color copies made. There's a couple of guys down there who know what I do and give me a discount on the color copies, and that helps a lot. Have I seen the original TV version of The Ring? I have indeed. Um, and out of all the rings that I've seen, for me, I gotta admit that the US version, the US reboot of the first Ring was probably my favorite. Chicken Wizard. I love SOV, and it's cool you and your childhood buddies made all that stuff. It show is. Yeah, that was my life. You know, since I was a wee lad, 7 years old, man. That's all I did. That's all I do. If you've seen the documentary, I say in it, I don't have any other skills. I really don't. You know, I can work retail, but my skills are in making shitty, trashy B movies. That's not a skill to some, but that's what I got. So, what's really crazy is being able to reconnect with a lot of those buddies, from the late '80s and '90s, early '90s, that started that group with me. Started LBP. Um, that's been great. To still like semi be able to reach out to these guys and reminisce. Um, that's wild. And then a lot of the reason why you see like the majority of everybody that you see in my films are because they're my best friends and they've been loyal. And if you've been friends with these people for 25 years, it's like, you know, why go against the grain? It works. Um, it's like your own repertory theater, really. It's just my buddies who happen to be giant hams, and do this stuff with me. Help help me bring this crap to life. Um, it's very rare that you see new people join. And in the last couple of years, we've had Deanna Naja join and Katie, um, and Evan. They Katie Keating. They joined with Death of the Lantern and then have been doing. Joined with the Wellsville Knights and been doing stuff with us since then. Um, and and that's just through doing auditions and sort of meeting people and getting the vibe. There's just a lot of people who don't vibe with what I do or vibe with my who I am as a person. Um, so I thank Kram that I have the friends that I have and the people who do enjoy what what it is that I who I am and what I bring to, art, I guess. So yeah, that's right. You know. My girlfriend at the time when we went to see The Ring, was f I mean, she was screaming through almost that whole thing, you know? I just was loving it. I was just like, "See, this is." And, it's the same kids from The Ring, from the Japanese stuff, and they freak me out more in the American version than they do in the Japanese stuff. Breasts. Breasts. All right. Breasts. Interesting. I hope I get to see Guar finally in 2025. Um, don't know if that'll happen, but it's been a long time coming. Hopefully, I'll get to see them. I know they're going out on a tour with with but I'd probably just go for I either that I'd go for Guar, leave after Guar, or I'd wait for them to headline again. And I had a couple chances this past year, and I had tickets, but I got boned. I got sick, or something happened that I couldn't fucking go. I can't remember if it was sick or I had to fucking do something, or my I can't remember what it was, but I was bummed. But I'm hoping to do that. The Grudge was okay. Again, the Grudge Japanese is way freakier than the American Grudge. That's for sure. And guys, if you're creatives, you might not like Guar their music, but you should watch the Guar documentary. It's incredible. It's incredible. You know, Even if you just want to see like wild creative artists, individuals come together and make some of the weirdest, craziest, most ridiculous stuff. Um, outside of the music, because I mean, geez, the history of that group, that those friends, insane, so great. Um, yeah, and I gotta say, watching that Guar documentary, I really like. I was I felt a kinship. I felt so much in common. You know, Again, outside of the music, I felt so much in common with this ragtag group of buffoons. Sweden. So what's everyone doing for the holidays? You guys getting some good shit? Beavis and Butthead do love Guar. Anybody hoping to get some really rad shit? Santa gonna bring him some dope accoutrements. Judging by the what's under our tree, I think Sievage is gonna have a nice crazy wild Christmas. Oh yeah, how long you been working on that, brother? I tell you what, if the what we shot in 2023 for Make Flicks, if I edited that movie in September of 2023. Um, if I would have been able to handle the 5.1 sound mix and the color grading and all of that, the movie would have been 100% done by now. But unfortunately, Makeflix is handling all of that stuff, and it's on their time because it drives me insane to wait too long for an edit. That's why I do everything myself. Um, Especially if I love the project so much. If I really love it, then the movie's edited in a week. You know, Oof, it's a long time. I can't imagine. This almost 2 years waiting for this movie to be done is driving me fucking insane. Like, I mean, I know that it's in good hands because J.R. Bookwalter is actually an amazing sound. He knows what he's doing, and he has all the shit to handle the red 4K footage and all that. Um, but like I said, I had the movie edited, like picture edited last September, 2023. Uh, that's weird for us. It's our stuff is so fast. Um, but I know that the final product is going to look fucking kick ass, especially with that color grading. Just the raw red 4K footage um, looks great. So I can't imagine what the color grading is going to do. All that good stuff. Uh, but good luck, my friend. Good luck. That can be like the most rewarding part and the most annoying part of the process. Um, I used to absolutely love editing, and to an extent, I still do. Um, I love editing picture. It's everything else that's a pain in the ass to me, but I love putting the movie together and making it work that way. The pain in the ass comes later. Um, Writing is my least favorite part. It used to be a long time ago. It used to be my favorite, but it's definitely my least favorite part. Um, I think my favorite part of filmmaking is being on set and um, watching it all come to life and working with my friends to to bring it to life and seeing them say my lines and all of that stuff. That's the best. Wow, man! I just realized I found your channel because I saw your movie room tour video from 2023. Oh, cool. There's a new one up there. There's a 2024 room tour now. There's a couple. The 1980s room tour and the um, horror room tour, the theater room tour. There's a 2024, and my wife had me shoot her video game room, which also is 2024. That's up. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Miss Pac-Man was my favorite arcade game growing up in the 80s, and I wanted it so bad. um, I always say when I grow up, I'm gonna have a Miss Pac-Man arcade cabinet, um, and it's an authentic one. No, there's like 80 games on there. So it came with. I mean, it's a Miss Pac-Man machine. So that's the only thing that was on there. The system worked, everything. But we had somebody add like 80 other 80s arcade games to it. Um, but yeah, it's a beautiful piece. We were so excited that we didn't have to like really change anything in there. You know, um, the only thing that was upgraded was putting that motherboard in for all the new games. But I mean, the screen still worked, all the buttons and the toggle still worked and everything, and you know, and for the price that I got it, couldn't be beat. Amazing, you know. Mm. Slipknot fan, yes, yes, I did know that. I'm also an extras feature whore. So I love watching behind the scenes, love listening to commentaries. Like I eat all of that stuff up. Love movie documentaries, you know, love it. Love it. And if you want to watch a documentary, you can watch the one that was made about me and my films a few years ago called Zero Budget Heroes: The Legend of Chris Seaver and Low Budget Pictures. You can watch that now on Tubi or Amazon, by a filmmaker named Zach Oliveris. He did a great job, and you know, I keep saying that I'm glad I said yes to his bugging and requests to have a documentary made. So, but geez, he started that 5 years ago. He started that documentary 5 years ago, um, and I think he finished the doc in 2022, and then it came out last year, 2023. Um, after like he did like a bunch of festivals and won won some awards for it and stuff like that. But yeah, you can check that stuff out. But so I love you know, all that behind the scenes stuff. I love all the nooks and crannies of the making of flicks that I love, and special effects, and you know, all of that stuff. Who knows? Who knows? Slipknot fan. Who knows? Mhm. Sorry, guys. Someone's hollering at me. Okay. Yeah, behind the scenes featurettes are pretty interesting. Hell yeah, the longer the better, as far as I'm concerned. It's gonna be a stoinky Christmas this year for sure. That's good. Is that good? For me, stoinky means great. It's a stoink stoink, my good man. Yeah, they're doing a lot with those. That's mostly Arrow videos doing a lot of those 4Ks of the Friday the 13th flicks. Um, for the new line stuff. Jason Goes to Hell is already uncut. Uh, it's already unrated. There's the work print stuff that you can find on VHS, but again, that stuff doesn't really add too much to the unrated stuff. The unrated stuff was great already. Um, I know Warner Brothers is actually working on the 4Ks of the Nightmare on Elm Street flicks and really making them extra special. That 4K of Nightmare on Elm Street, the original, is top quality shit. I'm gonna be doing a my favorite, Blu-rays and 4Ks of the year video coming up. Um, Probably right as January hits, because there's some really great releases that came out this year that kind of blew me away quality wise, both sound and picture. Oh, you're gonna binge watch some Seaververse. You're a better man than me. What's this bullshit? Oops, sorry. No, never mind. Whoop. No, get out of here. What's going on here? Fuck out of here. Okay. Everybody got their staples for the holiday. What they watch every year. I have staples that I make sure I watch every year. A Christmas Story, which is my favorite Christmas movie ever. Um, Christmas Vacation, Black Christmas, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Since Violent Night came out, we watch that now. That's a tremendous, you know, holiday comedy blood fest. It's pretty great. Um, Fat Man, since that came out, we watch that every year. Mel Gibson as Santa Claus. It's a pretty great action comedy. Walton Goggins is the villain in that movie. That's pretty great. That's become a new staple. Um, a Boy Called Christmas, which was a Netflix movie from a few years ago. We watch that now every year. Um, a Muppet Christmas Carol we watch every single year. Ernest Saves Christmas we watch every year. All the Rankin and Bass stuff. I'm a huge Rankin and Bass fan, um, so I always watch all of their Christmas stuff. Charlie Brown Christmas, things like that. There's some that can be like off and on. We don't watch every single year, but you know, like Die Hard, we don't watch every year. Home Alone, we don't watch every year. Stuff like that. But there's some we make sure we get in. We've recently been watching all of the the Simpsons Christmas episodes and the South Park Christmas episodes. Watching all those. I don't have any staples, but one YouTuber I know always watches Home Alone at Christmas. Watched Silent Night, Deadly Night 4 and 5 yesterday. Probably do part 2 tomorrow. 5 I love because of how terrible it is. Silent Night, Deadly Night 5. 2, 3, and 4 I can live without. 2 has really like gone down the rung for me. I used to really like 2. Um, I there's just not enough there for me to sustain entertainment anymore. Um, but man, I love Silent Night, Deadly Night. And Silent Night, Deadly Night 5 is so fucking stupid. It's great, you know. Yeah, I've never been a big fan of Christmas Evil. Um, so that's not on my list. Um, but I know people love it. You know, it's just never twisted me nips. Actually, you know what? The Christmas Story Christmas, the sequel to Christmas Story that Peter Billingsley did a couple years ago. We've watched that now. Um, I mean, the last 3 years now. So we do watch that, and that'll sort of enter the rotation. That was decent. Have I ever done a stream with Pizawell? No. Yeah, I mean, garbage day, whatever. It's not, it was funny 25, 30 years ago. you know, I mean, people who have seen Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, it was kind of old hat to them. And because most of Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2 is just Part 1, again, there's just not enough to sustain it for me. Um, so it's it's off and on that we watch Part 2. Um, yeah. Yeah, I don't sorry, Slipknot. I don't know Pizzawell. I don't you know. Sounds like that's probably his job. I don't do this for anything but because I love to sit and chat and nerd out about shit I love. I don't monetize this stuff. Not that I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it, but I don't care. I'm happy with the the subscribers we have. I love the community. Um, I don't really hit on specific things that I think people are going to like. It's mainly I do what I do. I like what I like. Um, People can get on board or not. I'm not catering to anybody. Planet CHH. I know the guy. A lot of these guys are a lot younger than me, and our tastes just don't align. And I don't. I'm not a horror fan who buys everything just to buy them. I don't care. Um, my collection is very precise, and it's only things that I love or like. I don't care about slip covers. I don't care about steel books. All that stuff is fucking. To me, it's stupid. To me, it's just stupid. I don't care about that stuff. First and foremost, I care about the movie. Um, that's it. So, I can't relate to a lot of these YouTubers who go ape shit for ancillary silly stuff that has to do with the marketing or presentation of a film. If I happen to have a box set or a steelbook, it's because it's the only way you could get it, or I didn't know that they were going to do a standalone or single version until later, and I had already spent the money. Um, so yeah, I don't know. It just depends. Um, People wouldn't the the jiving has to jive. You know what I mean? Um, I don't really want to watch a video of someone talking about a slip cover for an hour because they're not happy with the way it looks. It's like, or it has a dent. You know what I mean? In the steel, but I just like, ugh, that's fucking goofy to me. Um, you know, I'm a movie lover and I get what I want. Um, I don't blind buy. If I want to see a movie, I'll go to the movies to see it, or I'll stream it, or I'll rent it before I make a purchase. I don't waste money that way. Um, I don't care about cred. I don't fill an entire room with physical media and probably haven't watched more than half of what's in that room. I'm not that guy, you know. I love what I love. I like what I like, and that's what I get. Yeah, brother, that's just not me. So I might butt heads with a lot of these guys uh, who care more about that type of shit than they do the actual movie itself. And I just find sometimes that like the age gap can be really different. You know, um, not everybody is gonna relate to all the things that I love or grew up with or find appealing, and I certainly don't relate the same way. And that can be somebody who is even 4 to 5 to 6 years younger than me. That age gap is it doesn't seem like a lot, but it is in how we consume pop culture. You know, so what we have in common may be completely different. And then there's situations where some of my best friends are more than a decade younger than me, and we're best friends, and we somehow click, and um, the the things that we love align way more than somebody who might be a few years younger than me. You know, so it just depends. You know, yeah, man, that's not me. That is not me. I also, I don't upgrade everything. Um, the way I 4K is I have to see the actual pull from the material. Like, so there's a couple people that I follow online who do uh, straight pulls of the media to give you the 1080p version and then the 4K version and what the specs of each one are. Um, and if the upgrade isn't that much different from the Blu-ray, then I won't upgrade it. And I certainly don't do it for every movie. Um, the Blu-rays, certainly from the boutique companies, knock it out of the park a lot of the time. So the 4K upgrade just isn't worth it. A lot of the newer films that are already shot, 4K, 2K, 6K, 8K, those releases are going to look spectacular. So for the most part, those bigger movies, I always get the 4K anyway. It's just the older stuff from my collection um, that if I feel like I need to upgrade it, then I will by doing that comparison. But I don't. you know, oh, this movie's coming to 4K. I absolutely have to get it. Uh, Just, but I already have it on Blu-ray. If the quality isn't that much of a, a difference, and that's just in sound and picture, then why waste the money? So, and then I've seen 4K restorations that, to me, completely ruin what came before for the Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray looks better than the 4K. In those instances, it's just like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep that. No need to upgrade. It's great how it is. Um, if anybody's got any more questions, throw them at me. Otherwise, I'm gonna split soon. I gotta get some things ready for uh for dinner tonight when the wife comes home. And I will be putting a Christmas haul video. I do it every year. The last couple of years, I've done it on Christmas, but I was told that I have some stuff coming for me arriving after Christmas, so I'll probably wait for everything to come in before I do the haul video. But I know people really like watching those vids, so um, I guess look for that a day or two after Christmas. And then Casey and I are going to be doing um, our favorite movies of the year video and what we're looking forward to in 2025 as far as pop culture goes. Um, and then I will be putting out that, my favorite Blu-ray slash 4K releases for me of the year. So those are coming. And then, as I said, January, February, March, looking really good for new stuff coming from me through Make Flicks. Finally some things to come out and really promote, which is very exciting. So, yeah, a young guy walks into what looks like a dark classroom at a college. A man is there, and a jar of red liquid is on a table. The man opens the blinds. Sunlight beams onto the jar, causing it to explode. The young asks the man, "What the hell is that?" The man replies, "Vampire blood." What is this? Um, what is that? That sounds so familiar. Um, that's what I thought it was. Daybreakers? Have you seen Daybreakers? I actually own that movie. It's a great film. It's from 2009. Ethan Hawke and oh, it's not Daybreakers? Because that does happen in Daybreakers, or something similar to that, but that's a great film. 90s or 80s, huh? Hmm. I don't know. Alright, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna split. Um, and you guys have a great holiday. Um, hope it's awesome. And keep a lookout for all the videos that'll be coming. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon. So a Merry Crema indeed. Bye, everyone. Bye. Yay!